afternoon, guys. My name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. It is a Thursday afternoon. Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 2:29 p.m.
Alexa, can you tell me what happened on this day in 1968? Alexa, can you tell me what happened on this day in 1968?
I know about two events on the 2nd of November 1968, and they are the birth of Neal Casal, American singer-songwriter, guitarist, and photographer, and Samantha Ferris is born in North Vancouver, Canada.
Right. So I'm just going through fun facts on Alexa today. So I had my lovely Ghostface slippers delivered this afternoon. I have been getting messages off of Flirt Finder. The same usual thing, and it doesn't work with me, I'm afraid. I'm an older woman. What might excite somebody at a younger age doesn't do anything for me. So I have to keep safe, to keep an eye on my pets, and just hope this, whoever, whatever it is, gets bored with what they're doing. It's taken a long time, and they must realise that what they're saying, it doesn't do anything for me at all. It's a bit sick in the head, to be fair. And I'm ignoring it. So I've had messages to my mobile right up till I went out to walk my dog. Some of the messages are very sexual with the comments they're using, and I'm taking no notice of it. I said, what are you trying to do? I said, are you trying to wind me up? I said, I live by myself, I've got no company, your messages are very sexual, are you trying to wind me up? The only calls I've been getting are from my mother, my mum. So when this person said, would you like to chat, my mother rang the phone, my mum. And that's all that happens. It's like Bridget Jones's Diary without the juicy bits in it. I just get my mother calling me on the phone and nobody else. So I ate some of the sausage rolls. I made myself coffee. It's got a lot colder outside, so wrap up warm, everybody. I just sat and I watched YouTube videos. I watched DJE Media going into an Audi dealer place in Farnborough, I think. So I watched DJE Media. And because I like cars, I can't drive, but it doesn't stop me liking cars. And it's true what DJE Media says. The fact that some people can't get out, and people that do videos like that, help people that can't actually travel and get to see these places. So DJ Media goes out and he was doing hotels. Now he's doing car dealerships. And I've never learnt to drive, and I like cars. I do like cars. I like them. So I found that very informative, and I liked it. Going inside a car dealership, and there was all these brand new cars that some people will never be able to afford in all their lives, So I was watching that. I also watched the Bald Foodie guy. He comparing soups, meat and vegetable soups. So, I watch other people's videos. I find them informative, I find them entertaining, and I like them. So why not? So I've got my slippers. I'm happy I've got a parcel. I've got my slippers. They're fit, they're great. So I went downstairs with Max about 2 o'clock because that's my, when I don't always walk my dog at that time, don't get me wrong, but it was 2 today. And I went into my post box, the delivery group, British Gas. So, have we got the right email for you? Hello, Miss Marshall, that's me. We're looking into your complaint for you. Hello, Miss Marshall. We want to resolve your complaint as quickly as possible and we'll aim to get in touch within 10 working days. However, in some instances it could take longer. We'll stay in touch on the steps we're taking to fix for you. So I told you that I tried to get into my Resolver website, who kindly wrote to British Gas on my behalf about my smart meter not working properly. It still isn't working properly. I have to stand in that meter box and input 20 numbers. And also, I don't know how much they're charging for my electric. It's not working. Apparently it's not. When British Gas try and get into the meter, like what they do on Rhine or whatever, how they get into the meter without visiting it, it's not, my money is not going onto the meter. When I go to the post office, it's supposed to go straight onto the meter. It doesn't. I have to use the receipt and input numbers manually, which is a pain in the bottom, right? So there is something wrong with that smart meter, and British Gas need to come out and fix it. So that's all I want, is someone to come out so that when I go to the post office with my card, the money goes straight onto the meter, right? So I'm just waiting. I mean, it's not rocket science. All they need to do is send someone out to look at the meter. Right, so that was my post. Remember that I've been getting messages. I'm not angry, I'm not upset, I'm not moaning, I'm just telling people what happens during my day. So I've been getting very sexual messages, which I told them I don't like, and I don't like it when I haven't met somebody, for them to be explicit. So I walked out of the flats and I threw the rubbish out. The bin men have already been today, so all the rubbish has gone. There's nasty smell emanating from the bins. It smells rather disgusting. It's like rubbish mixed with like a chemical smell. It's not very nice. So I got a waft of that up my nose. I walked across the pavement and I walked just around the block. I didn't go onto the field. There was a man with a beard, with a beanie hat, with a boxer dog. There was a bald man sat on the bench. I didn't go on the phone this afternoon. I just walked around slowly, calmly. I'm not upset, I'm not angry. I just have to put up with these explicit messages whilst I'm walking my dog, and I've got single men walking past me, walking their dogs. There was a woman out there with a hood over her head. There was a woman with a pram walking her kid. I just was slowly walking Max, just walking around. That's all I do now, is walk Max, and trying to keep an eye on him after my mother this morning said I need to be careful with my dog. So I was indeed being careful. So it's going to go on and on and on the same way, and I just hope that whoever's doing this gets bored with what they're doing and realises they're not going to get anywhere with me. Now let's hear the phone message my mother gave to me before I left the flats. Other people's parcels do not bother me. Good luck to them. What other people are doing is their business. It's not mine.
Welcome to your EE voice 1. Saved message. First new message. Received today at 1:29 p.m.
Good afternoon, Janessa. Wishing you a very good afternoon. I thought I'd give you a ring just to let you know I'm thinking of you. I hope you're having a good day, although the weather isn't what it should be, is it really? But other than that, I hope everything's right. Thinking of Snowball too. Thinking of Max, thinking of Nikki, and of course thinking of yourself, Janessa, and you and yours. Okay then, Janessa. Have a good afternoon. Bye for now.
Right, so my mum has mentioned my deceased cat. My mother has mentioned my deceased cat. Snowball died last weekend. You may have remembered my white cat. She passed away last weekend, and I told my mum, please don't keep mentioning the cat, it's upsetting. Kim in the co-op is looking out for a kitten for me. I'm holding it in. I don't want to get upset. I want to of course I'm upset. When someone loses something precious to them, it's upsetting. People expect me to carry on and just go about my daily business, and it does hurt. So when my mum keeps bringing the cat up, it's upsetting. I've told her not to do it, but this is what happens. So I am going to get on with the rest of my day. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm going to have another sausage roll. We can all but go on. That's all we can do. That is what our loved ones would have wanted us to do. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. Going on. I'm not going to let bullies stop me from being me. And I am naturally quiet. I am naturally shy. And I've said to people before, it's my mother that goes out everywhere and talks to people. I want to be myself. I don't really want to be forced to be someone I'm not. Okay, so I'm happy. I'm happy in my flat. I've got Max for company. I'm quite fine. But talking to explicitly with very rude, explicit text is not very nice. I think it's actually a person that it just doesn't understand what it's like to be me. They don't understand, and if they did, they wouldn't do that. That's all I'm saying. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
For hours until you find out that you're just kind of in a queue.
And given the job you do as well for a living, do you get the impression that these terms like learning difficulties or poor communication or a bit confused, that they're too generalised, that actually the individual needs to be treated like the individual that they are?
Oh, completely. They are very generalised, but then also another thing that I do get a bit confused with myself is the fact that they do change a lot of these words, and for some with learning difficulties, and autism especially, it changes a big thing, and I don't always think that's the best approach for it either.
Yeah.
It's quite a difficult thing. It's like they changed the word Asperger's to learning, what's it called, the autistic spectrum, but for someone with Asperger's, they've known that for the whole of their life, you know? And why would you change it? But yeah, it's a hard one really, what to do. Someone was talking about personal passports earlier.
Yes, care passports.
And so we used to make them as like I worked in the specialist college for adults with difficulties, and we like moving them onto the community. And what I would say would change this whole outlook on everything is education is too focused on employment for people with difficulties. If they could focus on life experiences and actually what you need to do in life, like go to the hospital and stuff like that, to desensitise that person more, so then they can cope and communicate in those situations better, I find that would work a lot better.
Yeah, because supermarkets are doing great work on that, aren't they? They have special quiet hours where people with autism can go. Yeah. And I know that some airlines make space for people with autism essentially practice sitting on a plane and getting used to the process rather than being overwhelmed. Because it is an overwhelm, but you know, you're not overwhelmed, but it is a very particular experience going to an airport, isn't it? And getting on a plane and everything, yeah.
No, for sure. In Sutton, where I worked, we used to have a place where the police and ambulance services used to, it's like a community hub, and they'll set up little places so you can practice getting in an ambulance, you can practice getting on a bus, you can understand how to talk to the police officers, and that was brilliant. But I think that service has stopped now, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like their understanding of these hospitals, like having one special needs nurse for the whole place. God, like we know that there's a lot more than one special needs person that's going to need help, or someone with communication difficulties that are going to need help in that one specific moment. So I don't know, something else needs to be done about it, because it's quite stressful for everyone involved.
No, it is, and thank God you were there to do what you did, and to reassure. I'm sure he was very reassured because he knew you. You know, and that makes all the difference. Thanks, Lewis. Jill has said in a text, my adult sister has a severe learning disability. 18 months ago, she suffered a severe stroke, which resulted in her being hospitalised for 17 weeks. The whole situation was horrendous, both for her and for us. The nursing staff had no idea how to communicate with her. They didn't know how to take her limited understanding into account. They were very reluctant and resistant to her having extra support from family and carers, because they were still under COVID rules, although we were hesitant about this, and they reluctantly agreed she could have extra visitation to support her. Yeah, that's a tricky one, and I think where possible, family or an advocate and friend of some sort should be allowed to be there a lot. I think because you end up doing a lot of helping. In fact, it's 2:45.
LBC, Nick Ferrari at breakfast.
Deputy Cabinet Secretary Ellen McNamara said effectively women became invisible overnight. It was clear the female perspective was being missed in advice. Colette's in Rochester.
Basically forgot the objective, which was about the people, and the woman would have been focusing on the people.
Do you honestly think a female, when confronted with problems, would think, right, how the hell do we battle our way through this?
She would have been doing what I did when I was waiting to get through to you, is I was taking notes, making a list of what happens, where do we go, what do we do.
Nick Ferrari at breakfast. Back tomorrow morning from 7. Listen on your radio and on Global Player. LBC.
A magical Christmas with Lidl means serving your tipples with party time nibbles. With 12 tempura prawns for $1.79, a pack of chicken satay skewers for $1.99, or 12 vegetable spring rolls just 99p. There's finger food for every mood in Lidl stores now. Now that's big on quality and always Lidl on price.
Right guys, like I said, I'm just going to get on with the rest of my day by myself with this anonymous person or persons that keep texting and mucking about, thinking it's funny to send explicit, rude pictures and texts when I'm a single woman living by myself with no male company. And I certainly wouldn't approach anybody. See you later.